Let's say tonight you walk outside like any other night. You look up at the sky and the moon just isn't there. Not covered by clouds, not a new moon phase, just gone. At first, you'd probably think it's a mistake, maybe light pollution, maybe you're just not seeing it properly. I know, it sounds unbelievable, but within minutes, astronomers all over the world confirm the same thing. The moon has disappeared. No explosion, no debris, no warning. Just empty space. Now here's the strange part. Nothing dramatic happens right away. The earth doesn't crack open, the oceans don't instantly rise, the sky doesn't turn red. In fact, the first thing you'd notice is just how dark the night suddenly feels. A full moon reflects a surprising amount of sunlight. In rural areas, it's bright enough to cast shadows. Without it, nights become significantly darker, especially away from cities. But darkness isn't the real problem. The real change begins in the oceans. Most people think that if the moon disappeared, tides would vanish completely. Actually, they wouldn't. The sun also affects Earth's tides, but the moon is responsible for the most tidal force. Remove it, and tides become much weaker, roughly a third of what they are now. That might not sound catastrophic, but coastal ecosystems depend on strong, predictable tides. Intertidal zones, the areas that are sometimes underwater and sometimes exposed, are some of the most biologically active places on Earth. Weaker tides mean weaker mixing of nutrients, different water movement, disrupted feeding patterns, fish populations shift, some species decline. Fishing industries feel the impact before most people even understand why. And that's just within the first few days. Then, wildlife starts behaving strangely. Many animals use the moon for navigation or timing. Sea turtles rely on moonlight when they hatch. Some coral species reproduce based on lunar cycles. Predators hunt differently during brighter nights. Take away the moon, and you remove a rhythm that's been consistent for millions of years. It wouldn't cause instant collapse, but Earth is a system built on patterns, and we just removed one of the biggest ones. So here's where things slowly become more serious. The moon doesn't just control tides, it stabilizes Earth's tilt. Right now, Earth is tilted about 23.5 degrees. That tilt is why we have seasons. But here's the thing. Most people don't realize this tilt isn't naturally stable on its own. The moon acts like a gravitational anchor. It helps keep that angle steady. Without the moon, Earth's axis would begin to wobble. Not tomorrow, not next week, but over long periods of time. That wobble could become extreme. Instead of a stable 23.5 degrees, the tilt could slowly shift far beyond that. Imagine years with barely any seasonal difference, then other periods with extreme seasons. Winters far colder than anything we experience now. Summers intense enough to damage crops across entire regions. Civilization depends on predictable climate. Agriculture depends on predictable seasons. If Earth tilt becomes unstable, climate becomes unstable. An unstable climate makes long-term planning almost impossible. But that's not the only long-term change. The moon is also slowly slowing down Earth's rotation. Every year, the length of our day increases by a tiny fraction, about 1.7 milliseconds. It's small, I know, but over millions and billions of years, it matters. Without the moon's gravitational braking effect, Earth's rotation would follow a different long-term path. That affects wind systems, storm intensity, ocean circulation. The details happen slowly, but slow changes are often the most dangerous, because we don't react to them until they are obvious. There is also something more subtle, something psychological. For all of recorded human history, the moon has been there. In myths, in calendars, in religious traditions, in art. It's constant. You see, imagine a generation growing up never having seen a full moon. No lunar eclipses, no bright circle hanging over the horizon. The sky would feel emptier than we expect. We don't just rely on the moon physically, we are used to it emotionally. And here's the part that really changes how you think about it. The leading scientific theory says the moon formed when a Mars-sized object collided with early Earth billions of years ago. That impact reshaped the planet. It may have helped stabilize Earth's tilt early on. It likely influenced tidal environments where early life developed. Without that collision, and without the moon that formed afterward, Earth might have evolved very differently. There is a real possibility that complex life like us, might never have appeared. So when we ask what would happen if the moon disappeared tonight, the answer is an instant apocalypse. It's something quieter. Earth becomes less stable, less predictable, more vulnerable to extreme long-term shifts. The moon isn't just decoration. It's part of the reason this planet has remained balanced for billions of years. And we rarely think about that. Until we imagine looking up at the sky and realizing it's not there anymore.